avanti.
Dai.
VinitalyTour.com presents.
Okay, here again with Vinitaly US Tour 2011. First of introduction. My name is David Francke. I'm the Managing Director of Folio Fine Wine Partners. So from your point of view, what's the real strength of Italian wine in the US? Italy in general evokes amazing imagery and connection for US consumers in a way that wines from other parts of the world really don't. So it's something that people, whether they've traveled to Italy or have heritage from Italy, even people who have no connection, have an impression and this romance about all things Italian that transfers to Italian wine.
And which are now the best challenges and opportunities for Italian wine, and which are the threats, the menaces?
I would say the challenges, one of the key challenges for wine in general, and Italy is no different, is the dealing with oversupply and the change in the market that took place over the last 3 years. It left us with a dramatic surplus of wine. People are discounting it to move it out. There's pressure from banks or financial institutions to move that inventory, and so it's being discounted. That is eroding brand integrity. It's, I would say, clouding the market and what people expect from value. The opportunity that's there, the biggest opportunity from my perspective for Italian producers, is to create their own brands. There's a tendency to rely very heavily on the regional identity, that a wine is from, it's a Soave, or it's a Chianti, or it's a Valpolicella, instead of creating their own brand within that region and focusing first on their own brand identity. Because if Prosecco is Prosecco is Prosecco, and that's what we teach the American consumer, there's no chance for a particular producer to stand out.
Okay, this is very interesting you said, but you know that in Italy there's a real problem of making a system and to deal together. So this is a trade-off, no? Between doing a system and going alone. This is particular impact on prices. Do you think that Italian producers can raise their prices in the US market?
I don't think you can answer that with a simple yes or no. I think it depends on each producer and the strength of their independent brand. Because and I'll use Prosecco as an example because it's growing very quickly right now. There are a number of producers who are trying to get into the US market for the first time. If they're simply selling Prosecco and they're trying to be the most affordable Prosecco, that's a very risky proposition over time, and you need some point of differentiation. You need to be, you need a trade account, a retailer, or a restaurant to have a reason to choose yours. Because if there is no difference, then tomorrow someone else will walk in and they'll sell them for the same, probably last for the same shelf spot, a different wine, and you've lost your distribution. So I understand the challenge. I grew up in the Napa wine business before becoming involved in importing, and I think Napa effectively did that, where Napa Valley has sold an identity at a very premium level so that people around the world expect Napa Valley wines to be very prestigious, higher price, but within that there are very distinctive brand identities for the different producers.
Do you think that American consumer is aware of quality, or they can appreciate the quality since they are more younger and millennial?
Definitely, and I think the good news for us in the wine business in America is that it's still a rapidly expanding market because of the millennials. There are more of them. They're drinking more, so our drinking age population is increasing, and the per capita consumption is increasing. And millennials are very open to experimenting, and they are not. We've purchased a significant amount of research on them. They are not necessarily low price shoppers. They want good value and premium products.
Okay. The last question: how do you think about the Vinitaly Tour in 3 words, 3 adjectives?
3 adjectives. Energetic.
This is new.
Chaotic.
This will cut.
And passionate.
Thank you very much.